Here we go. Another day. Going to Washington where it always rains all the time until August. Not really, but in the winter time, instead of snowing here, it rains here. Always out of gas for some reason. I'm always on the red line. Basically, my gas is always on E, and the red light is always on. And I'm trying to get over this thing where I talk to a camera. That's what I do, so I'm starting to do it more in public, and I don't care what people. Oh yeah, that's that weirdo talking to a camera, but you know, that's what I do. This is what I do.
What I tell you, for the culture! The French tickler.
Yeah, that's almost put 190 on there. No, I'm 180.
This is how artsy it gets. You just do one of these, and it slows down.
Welcome back. We just got back from the gym. I had to take a shower because I was all sweaty. Now I'm all dizzy from doing that motion to match the motion that you just watched. But I hit a new personal record at the gym today with my homie Mike. I squatted about 145 pounds and I benched about 100 pounds. I think it was 100 pounds. It was pretty cool because like we figured out when we were using the machines, we were doing it backwards. Like benching, we were doing it backwards for a while there. But now we figured out we put the bench the correct way, facing the mirror, and it's easier for me to bench with my right hand because sometimes when I use my left hand because my left hand is the more side that I use because I'm left-handed. My right hand sort of sometimes tightens up, but I figured it out how to do it the correct way, or the way that works out for me. So the way that you do it might be one way that works for you. The way that I do it works for me. But shout out to Mike for all the fun that we have together, skateboarding, working out, you know, shooting the bull as people would call it. Great company. But he's almost done with, I think he's done with his physical therapy. The last time we talked he said he was almost done. He hurt his knee like I hurt my knee, but he had to have surgery on it, and he's getting better, and he wants to start pushing on the skateboard. But because we live in the great state of Washington, it always rains when we want to go skateboarding or try to go cruise. So we're now going to act like an adult and go to Fred Meyer and go shopping. So join us for the ride. I have some, it's called diffusion.
Diffusion?
Yeah, it's for lights, like camera stuff. It's for the other light, the big light. I could put a light on top of here. I put a light on top of here like during nighttime, and I was explaining earlier that I have an orange diffuser thing that is good for outside when it's sunny, so it's not, you know, it looks like daytime. But I also have this other stuff that I took from Bates after I left, and it's like this, it looks like vellum paper, but it's really not vellum paper. But you could use vellum paper if you wanted to diffuse lights. This is not the diffusion box. This is like every DVD that I owned, every VHS tape. I got them all. Part 1, part 2. Oh, here's me. The beach. I remember when I did that one. Remember? You weren't alive though, but I was in that movie.
You were in that movie?
And that's me on the cover.
Really?
Really, look.
Whoa. So you were in that movie?
I'm in this movie. That is me. Leonardo DiCaprio, that's me. Alfred Hitchcock. That's something that if you want to learn how to use a camera really well and do stuff with this is really good, because one of the best movies that I like that he did is The Apartment movie, where it's shot all in one scene, one take. There's no cuts. Look it up. I was saying, on the top of my thing outside or anywhere, it gets really bright, and like before, I just said I had the orange diffusion that is good when it's sunny outside, and it contrasts with the sun. But I don't want this LED super bright in my face. I'm gonna cut out a square from this so we can diffuse this. Pop it in like so, and then you have diffusion with your light. And I will show you what that diffusion looks like. See, and then you got the diffusion on there, so it doesn't, the light is not so bright on your face, and you can actually talk without squinting or anything. So household items, parchment paper, you could even use tracing paper, this stuff to diffuse the light, construction paper, anything that you can get your hands on that you need to diffuse the light and to make it so it's not so hard, softer on your face.
Day 2, day 3, day 4.
Stinks like piss. We're going over here. Ah, damn, he peed everywhere. I get it, like, bums, like, come on, man, we're trying to do a segment here. And it fucking stinks. And it's like Tacoma, man. Tacoma, you can't go nowhere nice without it being shitty somewhere. You know? I can't do a segment right here. I might have to go down there and do it. Here's why I named the video I only use a fisheye or a depth lens or a wide angle lens, because I grew up skateboarding and I grew up with a VX 2000, and I had a depth lens and a wide angle lens to get up into the action. And I believe, this is my theory and this is my thoughts, and this is why I use a wide angle lens or a depth lens or a fisheye, is I can get real close to my face. You see how close that is? You're like really close to my face. If I just had a regular lens on here, I'd have to hold it way over here, way up there. And it's just, the camera that I got right now is way too heavy to be holding way over here at all times. You know, so comfortable position is like right about here. With a good wide angle lens or a depth lens or a fisheye lens. Depth lens, fisheye, almost the same thing. Depth lens is just like a slang term for it. Because back in the day when you had the VX 2000 or VX 1000 or whatever you're using, you could put a really big wide angle lens on there, and that's the same lens that I use to this day, that I use with my VX, that I use on my Canon camera that I film all the skateboarding with, or shoot the skateboarding, because there's no film in the camera these days. There's just a, whatever it's called, SD card or a memory card or a memory stick or whatever your camera takes. Don't take tapes no more. I found a small little light. I was rummaging through some things. I was looking for some batteries, and I found a small light that works pretty good on this camera. It's not diffused. It's small enough to where I don't have to diffuse it. But you can use diffusion on all your lights. You should diffuse all your lights when you're shooting, or just, you know, shoot outdoors or shoot next to a window that gets really good light. Just things that I've learned going to film school, and I went to video production, and I went to technical college, went to video production for a while, and then I went to actual film school, and I got my degree in the filming and making movies and camera tricks and all this stuff, and miking people up, and excuse my language, and learning about XLR cables and learning how to fuck the truck, learning like, that's a term that they use. I don't know if they still use it, but that's what my teacher taught us, is always fuck the truck or your camera, because your male end of your XLR or whatever you're plugging in goes into the female end. So there's a little knowledge for you. And the reason why I'm using a lavalier mic instead of my onboard, where I plug in my other microphone into this, is because we're out underneath that bridge, and there's train tracks and trains that go by, and it's really loud, and the audio can be blown out sometimes, and sometimes it's really frustrating when the audio, you got to mix with it, you got to mix it down, you got to put a lot of filters on it. Anyways, that's what I do to match the audio. It works good for if you're doing like just a one person joint like I'm doing right now, and a talking head segment. You throw some stuff over it, like trains. I don't even know if a train's gonna go by. Or like you get these bird things, and these Lime scooters are really popular right now. I don't know what the big deal about that is, but this good audio, get good audio, you know, practice with what you have. You know, if you're thinking about doing, you know, video stuff or video production or anything, taking pictures, and you have never done it before, and you have a smartphone that can do all this stuff like a camera can, I would go buy a small little tripod and, you know, start getting good with that. And once you get good with a phone, I think you could get good, like getting good angles with the phone. I think you could get good angles with a camera. You know, hold your phone steady. Always shoot it landscape, not up and down, unless you're doing it for Instagram. Your Instagram story or your Facebook story, those are basically the same thing now, because you can hit one button, it goes everywhere. But like for actual like video footage, it's a pet peeve of mine when people shoot it up and down ways instead of long ways, and you got the black bars on the side. That's just my opinion. Shoot it landscape instead of holding your phone up and down. It just makes it look better on the TV or on your phone or your computer or whatever you're watching your YouTube video on, or whatever video you're making. This is my opinion. It looks better that way. I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. I hope people liked the video. I hope you got some information out of this. Hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get some more subscribers up in this place. And until whenever, we'll see you again. How old are you? Just kidding.
12 and a half. I'm 5. 2 and 3 quarters.
Any likely candidates for the industry?
89.
Right, and I'm sure you would lie to us. Look, guys, it's just keep it casual. Let's get on a higher level. Keep it casual. Let's get on a